Hello and welcome to It's Tomorrow News, and this is Hena Talati. It's been 8 years since the state of Uttarakhand saw the worst disaster in a decade. Many lives were lost and several missing. The floodwater ravaged everything that came in its path. Uttarakhand is a home to the fragile mountainous region of the Himalayas and has witnessed a series of natural disasters over the last 20 to 30 years. In June 2013, a midday cloudburst centered on the North Indian state of Uttarakhand caused devastating floods and landslides, becoming the country's worst natural disaster since 2004 tsunami. The rainfall received that month was far greater than the rainfall the state receives. Debris blocked the rivers, causing the major overflow. The main day of the flood was 16th June 2013. Though some parts of the Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh in India experienced heavy rainfall, some regions of the western Nepal and some parts of the western Tibet also experienced heavy rainfall. Over 89% of the casualties occurred in Uttarakhand. As of 16th July 2013, according to the figures provided by the government of Uttarakhand, more than 5,700 people were presumed dead. This total included 934 residents. The death toll was later placed at 6,054. Between June 13 and 17, the state of Uttarakhand had received an unusual amount of rainfall. This led to melting of Chorabari glacier and eruption of the Mandakini river. From June 16, 2013, a well-marked cyclonic circulation developed around a low-pressure area over the Bay of Bengal, moving westward, rapidly intensified due to the moisture supplied from both the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, combining with intense western disturbances from the north, thus causing Indian state of Uttarakhand and adjoining areas to receive heavy rainfall, leading to 375% of the benchmark rainfall during the normal monsoon. This caused the melting of the Chorabari glacier at the height of 3,800 meters and cresting of the Mandakini river, which led to heavy floods near Gobindghat, Kedarnath, Rudraprayag district, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and western Nepal, and acute rainfall in other nearby regions of the Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and some parts of the Tibet. One of the most widely considered scenarios of the incident is glacial lake outburst flood. Glacial lakes are formed when a glacier retreats and are usually dammed in by the moraines, deposits of soil and rock left behind by the moving glacier. If the dam bursts because of the increasing pressure from the growing lake, it can cause widespread flooding and destruction downstream. The 2013 floods of the Uttarakhand were caused by the glacial lake outburst flood. IIT Indore's assistant professor termed the possibility as a rare incident and said that the satellite and Google Earth images did not show a glacial lake near the region, but there is a possibility of water pocket. Climate change and shifting weather patterns caused by the global warming have been cited as another possible reason. Officials said that the thermal profile of the ice is increasing, as earlier the temperature of the ice ranged from -6 to -20 degrees Celsius. It is now -2 degrees, making it more susceptible to the melting. Climate change driven erratic weather patterns like increased snowfall and rainfall and warmer winters have led to the melting point of the lot of snow. Despite the fact that the heavy rainfall and cloudburst are natural causes of the floods and landslides, environmentalists believe that the disaster of 2013 was man-made one. Unplanned and haphazard construction, mismanaged tourism and related activities including intensive mining in this fragile ecosystem are some of the reasons that made to name this natural disaster partly man-made that increase the intensity and magnitude of the damages. Over the years, the number of pilgrims visiting this area has also increased. To meet the rising demands of the religious tourism, the state government built an intricate network of roads, hotels, lodges, and carried out other construction activities in the remote mountainous regions of the Himalayas. However, it is also true that the unexpected timing of the rainfall and the unusual amount of it also did not leave enough time for the pilgrims to evacuate, thereby increasing the magnitude of the impact. Landslides due to the floods damaged several houses and structures, killing those who were trapped. The heavy rains resulted in large flash floods and massive landslides. Entire villages and settlements such as Gaurikund and the market town of Ramabada, a transition point of Kedarnath, has been obliterated, while the market town of the Sonaprayag suffered heavy damage and loss of lives. Over 70,000 people were stuck in the various regions because of the damaged or blocked roads, and people in other important locations like the Valley of Flowers, Rupkund and Sikh pilgrimage center Hemkund were stranded for more than 3 days. The study of Utah State University analyzed the natural and anthropogenic influences on the climate anomalies using simulations and found that the northern India has experienced increasingly large rainfall in June. Since the late 1980s, the increase in the rainfall appears to be associated with the tendency in the upper troposphere towards the amplified short waves, and the phasing of the such amplified short waves is tied to increased loading of greenhouse gases and aerosols. In addition, a regional modeling diagnosis attributed 60 to 90% of the rainfall amounts in the June 2030 event to post-1980 climate trends. Unprecedented destruction of the rainfall witnessed in the Uttarakhand state was also attributed by the environmentalists to unscientific developmental activities undertaken in recent decades, contributing to a high level of loss of property and lives. Roads constructed in the haphazard style, new resorts and hotels built on the fragile river, and more than 70 hydroelectric projects in the watersheds of the state led to a disaster waiting to happen, as termed by the certain environmentalists. The environmental experts reported that the tunnels built and blasts undertaken for the 70 hydroelectrical projects contributed to the ecological imbalance in the state, with flows of river water restricted and the stream side development activity contributed to a higher number of landslides and more floodings. That's all for now. For more news updates, stay tuned with us. It's Tomorrow News. For more global weather updates like this, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates.